Hey there, welcome back to the table. Getting ready to start again. We have one gold and two copper. I was going to spend a copper to repair my armor, but if you remember, I realized I had toughness on the squire, so I ended up never using the armor. So we're good there. The squire gives us one experience, two from the paladin for three, two from fighter for five. The wizard gives us four more for nine. And then we get a 10th one from the crossbow. So we're getting 10 more experience points. So I'm just going to represent it with this, a 5, a 3, and a 2. So we got all this experience points. Okay, so a viewer, Andrew, asked a question about the bosses and the keyword, and he wanted to know, don't those keywords mean anything like orcish, overlord, evil, stuff like that? So we have this sheet here, and it's just a bunch of keywords. And so, for example, we're going to look up evil first. So if we get to evil, it's just a reference. Remains in effect even if every remaining reticle is suppressed. So that's all it says. So it's just there for if you have a card that does double damage against evil characters or whatever. It's just showing. It's just there for reference, and that's it. And they remain evil even if you suppress them, which suppression is the same as a vulnerable in this game. What's another one? Overlord, Orcish. Let's go. They're both O's, so let's go to those. And here you could see Overlord, a hostile that has one or more minion cards. That's all. It's just saying that the minion comes with him, which is the guard. Orcish isn't even showing up. It's not even on here. At least, just making sure I didn't miss it. Nope, Orcish isn't even on here, so yeah, it just means he's an orc. What else do we got? Yeah, so if you have any other questions, just let me know. But I know the concern was that he thought that maybe these keywords meant more than they really do, and the answer is no. There's a whole bunch of keywords in here, and they're all just there for reference and nothing more. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We gotta shuffle the cards here. So we got our wizard now has the fire blast, which is nice. So here's the other thing. The fire blast costs 5 focus. So it's an action plus 5 focus to cast. This one is an action plus the 4 experience points, or 2 focus, or another action. So the fire hands is actually more versatile. So I just pointing that out because it's I don't know. The fire blast is a lot more limited in its usage. So even though we have it now, I still think the other one is more versatile and just better in general. All right. Got to finish this shuffle here, and then we'll start drawing some cards. I'm going to put it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we got one location for the paladin. All 3 locations are common. So here's the first one. Locked door. Looks like a pretty straightforward one to use. Here's Gareth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it looks like he's getting 2 locations. And we'll draw them all because we want to make sure we use one that works best for us. So we got another locked door and a lair. Now for the wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she has 2 location markers. We've got the Place of Darkness. Hostiles drawn for this location add +2/+1 on their attacks. Ooh, that's an interesting one. And another lair. I like it because it has a 0 and it's going to be easy to get into. The +2/+1 is not very fun. 1, 2, this is the rogue. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, our 4 characters have drawn their cards. We are good to go. Okay, so I played the first location. It is a free-to-play dungeon, and we are located here at the moment. So there's going to be a lockpick. If we fail, the timer's going to move 1 space forward. It's a common monster. The cave bandits are what came out. So they have a swarm +2 and a behead of -2. So they're pretty hard to hit. They do drop some pretty nice money. And there's going to be 8 of them. So let's draw 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 more for 8. Alright, so 3 of them are targeting player 1. 1 of them is targeting 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. Okay, so we're at a spot where it would cost 2 to move into the room, and we could hang out, but there's almost no point these days. The paladin gets to draw 5 cards at the start of the turn. So there's 5 cards. We got a bunch of moves. Alright, now we have to discard 4. The fighter gets 2. Another location marker. I'm going to go ahead and draw the location. Got a lava flow. And so he's got 8 cards at the moment. We got to discard 2. I'm going to discard that lava flow location. The one we just drew. And this one. Alright, the wizard now gets to draw 2 cards. We got a location. We'll go ahead and draw it. It's a dark trap. 6, 7. She has 8 cards, so she has to discard 2. Alright, she'll discard these 2. And the rogue doesn't get to draw any at all. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. The paladin has 2 move cards. We can play those to let 2 people move into that room for free. And one of them would be the wizard, because the wizard's going to blast them. And then the other one would be the paladin herself. So if we were to move the paladin in and the wizard, the entry cost is 2. The paladin has a movement of 1, so she has to discard 1 more card to, although, actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of this one. And then the wizard has a movement of 1 because of her boots. She has to get rid of 1. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And now it's just a matter of getting everybody else in there. So Gareth would spend 1 action to move in. And he has a movement of 1, so he has to pay 1 card. He'll pay that one. And then the rogue will have to move in, so we're gonna get a copper for the rogue. We're gonna get 3 divinity for the paladin. And yeah, so we got to actually get the rogue there. The rogue has 1 movement, so he just has to play 1 card. We'll play this one. So now we got the squire who needs 1 card, and the mini-me that needs 2 cards. So I'm just looking at what I can get rid of here. So the wizard will play this 1 location card for the squire. And then the mini-me, we need 2 cards. The wizard will contribute 1. And I think the rogue, yes, the rogue will contribute another. So there we go, there's 2 cards. So everybody's in the room at least. So now in order to get up there, it's going to cost 1 action to move forward again. And this is where it gets trickier. But we're going to try to do this with the wizard here. So the wizard's going to move up. Remember, the B hit is -2, so these wizard, or no, the wizard does not need to move up. We're going to use our new Fire Blast spell. So we're going to spend 1 experience point to roll 5 dice. And we actually get to roll 6 dice because we have the boom skill. Normally we need a 6 to hit, but because their 2 hit is a -2, that turns it into an 8. And it costs us 5 plus an action to do. So an 8 is a really high number. So I'm going to check real quick, because sometimes there's this casting card. If we have that card, that's going to greatly improve her chance to hit, and we do. Right here. So for 2 experience points, when a hero declares a mana or divine power attack, gain +2/+1 on all rolls. So we got that, plus I'm going to do this one. If a hostile card's eliminated, gain 2 actions. I'm not going to play it yet because we can't eliminate the hostile card yet, but I want to do that. And yeah, let's just put the camera here. So we basically gave her the wizard a +2/+1, which means 3, 4, 5, 6 dice. So what that means is the -2 got negated. Alright. Just making sure. Yep, 5 plus the 1. And also remember, Pyromancy lets us reroll 2 dice, and for an experience point I can reroll 3. So 6 or higher. They give us a -2, but that card gives us a +2. Here we go. Oh, I gotta spend the 2 experience points. Done. Alright. So that is a 6 for a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Oh my gosh. I hit with all 6 of them. So that's 6 murder, death, kills. So we're gonna just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, she does get to attack first. That is the advantage here, is she didn't have to move into striking, so they didn't get to attack first. So she just took out 6 without them getting to do anything. And now they do get to attack. So we're going to have player 1 get attacked here. And they rolled an 8-5. And 8 for them is a hit. So player 1, of course, is Gareth. He'll spend a toughness to put that off. And then now at this point, the wizard does not want to do another fire blast because that cost her 5 of her focus. So now I'm thinking the paladin wants to move forward. That's going to cost 1 action to do. And of course that means now they get to attack player 3. And that's a 3, which is a miss, so he gets a vulnerable. And then we're going to attack with the paladin. And I'm going to spend 2 experience points because I can. And here we go. So, holy crap, we just rolled a 1, which is no good. She does get to add 2 for her hand-to-hand, which makes it a 3. And she gets to add 2 more, which makes it a 5. That's not enough to get to a 6. So she actually missed. And so then she's going to have to discard a card. Well, actually, she doesn't have to discard a card. She has an attack card. So she'll do that to attack again. And this hurts. This time she rolled a 2, which is enough because we just did the math. So she'll take that one out. That gives her 1 divinity. Alright, and then we have the problem of 1 more left. So I'm going to have the rogue do his attack. Well, first we're going to spend an experience point to get him into shadows. He is. And then we're going to attack with his crossbow. And there we go. We rolled a 7. That's enough to hit. And I'm just trying to get rid of a crossbow charge here. Okay, so that 7 plus 3 is 10. He needed a 9, so he was able to kill the last one. The room. Did I need to do a lockpick? I did. So this is to prevent the counter from moving forward, so I'm going to spend 2. Get 1 back. We're going to roll. His lockpick is good. And then I also forgot to spend the 6 divinity to keep the timer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the timer where it is because the round's going to end here. And then we're just not going to move the timer forward. Because we'd move it backward for the haste and then it would move forward at the end of the round. So we're just going to leave it there. Okay, the room is clear. So we're going to play this card for 1 silver. And that's going to cost us 1 experience point. And there's the silver. And we're going to get 6 experience points for the kill. Plus, that looks like that's 1 gold right there, and that's 1 silver and 1 copper. So that's actually a really lucrative payout. I just realized they had a -2 on the to hit, but that's okay. The paladin and the thief still killed it because when the paladin missed the first time, a vulnerable token was supposed to go on. And then the paladin killed the second time, and then of course the thief. Trust me, it works out. 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 copper. I just forgot to actually go through the motions of it. All right, and then we get 6 experience points. So I'm still way over on experience points, so I'll do a 6 there, and the room is clear. Okay, so we're technically here, and now it's a new day. We get our actions back. Like I said, the torch is not moving forward because the haste spell would have moved it backwards. We just left it where it is. You gotta pick. Okay, so new round means new cards. So we're gonna start with the paladin. She gets 5. There's our first charge. Alright, so those are actually really nice cards she just got. We got the fighter here who has 4, and he gets 2 more, so he'll get to keep both of his. Paladin only had one, by the way, so she got to keep all of hers. The Wizard gets 2 more. She has 2 right now. So there we go. And the Rogue doesn't get any. So, excuse me. So, now we got to decide what our next location is going to be. I think, Gareth the Fighter has both of these cards. So this one is another locked door, similar to the one we just did. A lair. They're not very different. This one has a better hide in shadows. That's it, really. They both have a pick plus 0. They both have an entrance cost of 2. So they're both pretty much the same. But what I like is this dart trap. It only costs 1 to move into. And then, of course, there's a chance to earn some experience points because we don't have enough. So that part, I think, is... I think this is a good one, but maybe we'll do this one like right before the boss. So we're going to play the lair and get that one in. And then we get a common creature that goes with it. And I forgot to do the decisive attack. I forgot to play that card. So I'll put that back in the hand. And let's see. With doing the lair, we're going to spend 6 divinity again. And remember, I got 3 divinity for moving into the room. But, yeah, we're going to spend the 6 divinity again to keep the timer from moving down. And let's see, what's our hostile going to be this time? It's going to be no warriors. They have 2 health each. So it's a really nice gold payout on these guys. 5 of them. And, I don't know, they look alright. There's no bonuses or anything like that. So, shake, shake, shake. Draw 5. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so to move into the room would cost entrance fee of 2, and then another 1 to move towards them. I do have a charge. My issue here it does take a lot to, like, first of all, it's a lot of actions, and then it's a lot of, you're spending a lot of cards just to get there. But I don't know, like, what else to do. At the end of the round, I would have gained the toughness back on Gareth, because we had an empty room. We would have been able to remove the vulnerable on the Squire, and we would have gained 1 focus back for Eleanor, the wizard. So, I think we sort of want to just gain some focus here. Because it costs 5 to do that fire blast. Every turn that goes by, we get 1 back. I would have to make 5 turns go by before I got it all back. If we wait and they move to us, it still costs 1 action to move in and attack them. I got plenty of divinity. I could use my paladin to move in and attack these guys. They have 2 health each. They're going to be pretty hard to take down. I have a charge, which would let all of us move in. But then again, I'm playing that gamble game again where I need to draw more cards. So what do I do? If I'm sitting here spending all these actions, alright, so this is the paladin hand. I could probably get rid of 2 cards. This is a must keep. That charge, of course, is a must keep. The move is helpful, so I think I should keep that. And of course, let's go is always super helpful. I get five. See, the thing is now that I'm getting free cards each round, the desire to discard and draw cards is a lot lower. You know what? I'm going to do the charge. We're going to move in without spending an action. No, I'm going to hold on to it. I'll spend the move on the wizard to move in. So I'll let the wizard move in with the move. So that costs 2 cards to get there. The wizard actually needs cards. But she has a movement of 1 because we bought the boots for her. So it's only going to cost 1 card to get there. So she'll pay the clash card. So she's there. We got to get the paladin there. She only has to pay 1 card. Easy peasy. But that costs her an action. Gareth is going to spend an action. Costs him 1 card. The paladin, by the way, gets 3 divinity for moving in that room. Gareth is going to discard the location so he can get in there. Everybody has 1 movement point except for the mini-me. So the thief needs to discard 1 card, and it's going to be this one. Everybody's paying an action except for the wizard. And now we got mini-me, who needs 2 cards, and the fighter will take care of that. And then we have the squire, which needs 1 card, and we get a copper. The paladin will take care of the squire. Alright, so now we're in the room, and the paladin spent 1 action to get here. I think, so the next one is the wizard's going to spend 1 action to move forward. And I do have a melee card, which would save her an action, but I think I need to hold on to that for later. Yeah, I'll hold on to it for later. So now they get the counter attack. So I'm going to have them attack number 1, Gareth. So it's a 4-2. A 4 is a miss. So Gareth gets a vulnerable. And then now the wizard's going to go ahead and attack. And we're going to play a swarm card, which gives a free attack action. And then the wizard will pay 4 experience points. Actually, 5 experience points. So, and she's going to do fire hands. And so she's going to roll, I believe it's 4 dice. And they need a cover of 2, so we may have to roll cover for these, because Fire Hands has a cover of, doesn't have any penetration. So what do I need? I need a 6 to hit. So there's 1, 2 hits, and then 2 rerolls. That's 4 hits, and now we're going to roll for the first one. Okay, that did not penetrate. Second one did. Third one did. Fourth one did. So 3 of the 4 hit. Now remember, each of these guys has 2 hit points. So that's 1, 2. And then for the third one, we're just going to put a wound on. And then she also gets to put a vulnerable on one of these. So we might as well put it on the one that already went. So now they get to go. So we'll go ahead and have him attack player 3, which is the squire. Alright, it's an 8-1. An 8 is... it's a wound, and then they attack again. So the squire is going to play the toughness, and then they're going to attack again. This time it's a 4-1, and that's a vulnerable. Okay, so it's done. And the wizard's going to go again. I'm going to spend her last action and 5 experience points again. And she's going to roll 4 dice. That's 1, and 3 misses. So she's going to spend another experience point to roll 3 dice instead of 2. There's 3 hits and a miss. And then for the penetration, first hit, second hit, third hit. As long as she doesn't roll 1, they all hit. So she got 3 hits and another vulnerable. So this would be the 1 hit. And then 2, 3. So she killed the last one. Those 2 guys acted. And then she'll put the vulnerable on that one right there. Okay, so the rogue has an action. The paladin don't want to do anything with the paladin. So we're going to spend an action to move forward with the fighter. And then he'll discard a card for his melee ability to get a third or an attack action. So here he goes. So he got a 2. I forgot to specify, but spending the experience points, because we got so many experience points. Why would you not do that? So that's a 2 plus 2 more for his hand-to-hand is 4. Plus 2 more because he spent the experience points is 6, which is a hit. And then, of course, the penetration's fine. And then it didn't even matter because he got another plus 2 for this. So he actually did not need to spend the 2 experience points at all. Alright, so he hit and he killed. Fighter is out of actions. The paladin, I don't want to give up a card. That's my issue with the paladin. So the rogue is going to shoot. So that's a 4 plus a 3. Oh, first of all, he has to spend an experience point just to go undercover. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's undercover. So this 4 plus 3 is 7. He needs a 9. And this gets him to 9. So he does make it. Thank goodness they didn't have any penalty, or otherwise that would have been a miss. But I gotta find... There we go. Got rid of another crossbow for him. Alright, so we do kill them all. So we have a clean room. And there is one action left on the squire and on the mini-me, and they're going to get rid of the 2 vulnerables that went under our characters. The paladin does have 1 action left. She will spend that to draw 3 cards. And she drew these 3. The fighter has no actions left. The wizard has no actions left. The rogue has no actions left. Yeah, everybody's done. But what happened now is another focus was obtained by Eleanor. So she's now up to 7 focus. And then we gained 6 experience points, 1 silver, 1 copper. And 1 gold item, which we're likely going to just sell for the gold, but let's see. Yeah, we're going to sell that for the gold. Done. Okay, we are now in this room. Another room is clear. The nighttime has come. I'm probably not going to spend any more haste potions or whatever. So we're down to 5. New turn. I forgot we have Odin and Wise and all that stuff still. Excuse me, we can blow a horn. All kinds of stuff. So, start of the turn. Paladin gets 5 cards. We're drawing some nice ones. So she already has 6, so I gotta figure out which one she's gonna keep. So she's gonna definitely keep Let's Go. Those are really nice ones, although the boss room is only a 1. So that was 2 cards. She's going to keep the charge for 3, the melee for 4. Then she needs a 5 and a 6, so it'll be these 2. It's a rush in, and then everything else is being discarded. Alright, now the fighter draws 2 cards at the beginning of the round. He doesn't have to discard any. He's at 4 right now. The wizard gets 2 cards. Doesn't have to discard any. She's at 4, and then of course the rogue gets none. So we're going to play the dart trap. I owe 1 experience point. We had to do a lockpick roll that last time, or otherwise the guard would have appeared. Okay, so we're going to play the final location, which is a dart trap. And so obviously there's a trap pick plus 0, an opportunity to get more experience points, blah blah blah, and it's another common monster. So we'll play that. Out comes the common hostile. It is a fire elemental. Ooh. Obviously not very good with fire spells. It is 3 of them with 2 health each. So we can let him come to us, or we can go to him. Normally I would say let him come to us because I need to draw some cards. But we're going to go to him because I can blow the horn, and blowing the horn is the right thing here. We get to do it twice, so why not do it going into this room? I can even spend 6 divinity to add another time, but I don't think I need to do that. So we're going to go in, and I'm going to spend the charge, knowing that there's 2 more charges in the deck, and I'm just going to hope we find it. But it's going to be 3 experience points, so we don't have to pay any actions to move into this room. So now it's just going to be the entrance cost, which is only a 1. It's only going to cost 1 to enter this room, and I have more than 1 of these, so I'm going to pay this, add 1 to the movement value of all heroes this turn. So now it's going to cost us, it's free to move in. So I'm just going to make sure I move it in the right order, which is 4 and 6, so I get my bonuses, and then everybody else can come in any order they like. And by moving in with 4 and 6, I gain 3 divinity, and I also gain a copper. Like so. Alright, so that part's good, and then now it's just a matter of attacking. Our wizard is not the hero of this one. And I would like to draw some cards with the rogue in particular. So let's draw, there's 3 of them. They only attack once. So that's the only good news here, is you got 3 guys, and they have 2 health each, but they only attack once. So although player 5 and 6 are both getting ganged up on here, so how do we want to do this? I think I'm going to pause. I'll be right back. Okay, so we also get to do Odin. Well, yeah, let's do the Odin the Wise blow the horn thing. So I think we calculated we get 6 dice now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need a 6 or better. There's 1. Oh my gosh, 1 bonus action. That's it. Ooh, that was bad rolling. Now we'll do Ra the Powerful, and we're going to roll 5 dice for that one. Need a 5 or better. There's 1, 2. So we get to put 2 vulns out. And I'm going to put it on 2 different people instead of on 1. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 there and One there. Okay, and then, yeah, so how are we going to deal with this? Well, I'll spend one action for the Paladin to move in, and then they'll counterattack against player 5. They rolled a 6. A 6 is a miss, so a vulnerable goes on Mini-Me. And then the Paladin will go again, and she will spend the 2 experience points to get the bonus, and she's going to attack the one that does not have a vulnerable. And she rolled a 3. She has a hand-to-hand of 2, which is 5. Oh, she gets to add 2 more for 7, and that's enough. That's a hit. I was thinking, man, oh man, that's a miss, but no, that's a hit. I was getting nervous. And the cover is fine, so yeah, this guy's dead. And she actually gains a divinity for that. So 1 down, and now, actually, when they attacked player 5, it would have been that one. If I was playing the game smart, then this one's going to attack player 6. They rolled a 6, which is a miss, but a vulnerable goes on. And Mini-Me, of course, is going to spend both actions removing those vulnerables, like he always does. Then, so we have Billy Squire here, who can spend an action to move forward and attack. He'll attack the one on number 5. He rolled a 1, which is a nothing, but he does add a vulnerable. I guess that's something. Oh, what's next? Well, we do have the wizard. So we can move forward with the wizard for 1 action, and then for another action, plus 5 experience points, 3, 4, and then I'm finally flipping 1 over. We could still try to attack. It's 4 dice. We have a vulnerable, plus 4 and plus 2. They get a minus 2, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 dice on each. So, see how there's these 2 dice that are the same color? That'll go against the plus 2, and these other ones will go against the plus 4. Alright? So, that is a hit and a hit. This is a 3 plus 4 is a hit, and a 4 plus 4 is a hit. That's 4 hits. I don't need to roll for penetration because they're in a cover of 1. So at 2 health each, they both just died. I'm just realizing, I think I made a mistake. I think I treated one of them like they had 1 health when the Paladin attacked them. Didn't I? I did. So, first of all, they would have attacked player 5 back. So I'm going to get a 3rd attack in for them. So that's a 6 and a 5. A 6 is a miss. But player 5 had a vulnerable on it, which would make it an 8. And that is, holy crap, that's 1 fire damage to everybody. Everybody in the entire party. So, the Squire's going to use a toughness. Joanna's using a toughness. Gareth uses 1. We're going to deflect for the wizard. And I believe that's successful. Yes, it is. And it costs 1 experience point. And then both of the rogues are going to take a wound. So that would have changed how I would have behaved with the Squire, because I moved forward with the Squire and attacked. And then, of course, the Paladin would have to do 1 more hit to kill it. And that 3 is still enough. Assuming, again, that I paid the 2 experience points, like I told you I would. Now the guy is dead, because the Paladin had to attack it twice. Alright, so a couple of things we had to retcon here. Because the Paladin needed to attack it twice, all 3 of them got to attack. Because he rolled an 8, he did a 1 fire damage to all. So I removed 1 toughness from 3 of the characters. The wizard was able to deflect it, but the 2 rogues took a damage. Now, I know I moved forward with the squire and I attacked and I rolled a crappy 1, which did no damage. But with the change of retconning, I would have paid the 3 divinity and had the squire heal them, because it heals 2 damage. And if you're really all that concerned, I got 5 turns left, and I can just spend a turn cycling through cards and doing this anyways. So I'm not too worried about it, because the squire has nothing to do whenever we're resting like this. So we could just do it next round, if you're really concerned. So we get 6 experience points for this, and 2 silver is 1 gold, and then that's 1 silver, 1 copper. These common hostiles pay really nicely. 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 copper. Okay, we also have to spend an experience point to pick a lock. I rolled an 8, which is more than enough, and that actually gave us 3 experience points. And then we get 6 more. 1, 2... So we got 4 overflow. So, okay. We're in the room before the final boss. We are going to end our round, but before that happens, Gareth the fighter actually has an action available, and he'll use it to discard this location and 2 cards. So he's basically going to discard 3 cards, and he will have an opportunity to draw 5. Alright, so those are the 5 cards. And then the rogue has 2 actions. He's going to not discard any, but draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We got our charge. That's what we were looking for. And the fighter is going to discard 5 cards and draw 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that covers it. Okay, so we're going to end our round. Everybody gets actions back. There's 4 turns left on the timer, which is more than enough to win this game. So like I said, if we're playing this ultra conservatively, now the squire would spend 1 of his actions to heal. And that's fine. We do that. The mage would be up to 3 focus now, which actually gets her to 8. And what I could do is I could cycle through some cards again, but I actually don't need to, because right now the paladin, everybody's going to get to draw some cards except for the rogue. So here we go. Paladin draws 5. So there's the 5 cards. Alright, so Paladin currently has 3. I'm going to pick 2 of these to keep. Actually, I could pick 3 of them to keep. And I'll discard these 2. The fighter gets to draw 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets to keep 1 of them. Nope, he has to discard 2. He has no problem discarding the 2 he just drew. The wizard's going to draw 2 and gets to keep both of them. Yeah, and the rogue doesn't draw any. So now I can choose to just draw cards. Why would I do that? Well, there's still a silver to be earned in that deck of cards there. I could also make sure that we get some cards, like I don't have that many melee cards, so we can move in for the attack against these guys. So I'm looking at the Paladin can afford to get rid of 3 cards, so she's going to spend an action to draw 3 more. And there we go, we got our silver. So we'll go ahead and play that right now for 1 experience point. And we get our silver. And then the rogue. Actually, the rogue's okay with his cards. It's the wizard. Doesn't care for... Well, the wizard and the fighter. So the wizard's going to pay 1 action to draw 4 new cards. And really didn't improve her situation, but that's okay. And then we got the fighter as well. Well, you know, I could keep drawing cards, but I think I got what I need. I wanted the silver. That silver's worth it. That's half a gold, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and just end the round again, and we'll attack them next round with 3 turns left to go. That's more than enough turns to take these guys on. So this 3 is here to remind us that we're drawing 3 more than what it says. And that's because the back of the boss says that Orc Spearmen are the minion, but they get 3 extra. So the boss itself is just 1 target. And then this is a whole bunch. I probably drew way too many, but that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the rest go back in the box. And then for the main boss, 1, 2, 3. So player 5 and 6 are really getting the brunt of the attacks here. Okay, first things first, we are going to play the charge card. So we move in without spending an action. We're going to spend the Let's Go, which gives everybody a movement value. So that means nobody has to spend any cards to go in. So everybody's in. The Paladin gains 3 divinity, and then we gain another copper. Okay, so now it's just a matter of what can we use to help us here. So I have 1 melee card on the Paladin. And let's just look at the room too, because sometimes I always forget there's sometimes effects. 2 actions and 1 experience point just to activate it. Well, the 2 actions are going to be from our mini-me. And the experience point, see, the mini-me is just so universal. So versatile. Alright, we don't have to do any pick locks or anything like that. I'm still looking. So we got an inspiration card. So when we kill the boss, we'll get 7 experience points, because you know we never have enough of that. It's a fodder room, which means we're going to get 9 experience points for the smaller guys. Oh, we got another inspiration card, so we get to take double. And yeah, now we're going to blow the horn before we do this. I almost forgot to blow the horn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 or better. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So we gain 4 bonus actions. And then I'm going to take a die away. And now we need a 5 or better. So there's 1, 2, 3 vulnerables. And I can put them on anybody, really. I am going to put them on the boss. Okay, so I get to move one person in for free. I don't have any other melee cards. So all the other melee cards must be buried in here, the cards we didn't draw. Oh, hold on. The paladin gets to draw 5 cards. Beginning of the round. Oh, look at this. 2 more. So she easily could get rid of cards here that make up for that. The fighter gets 2. And he's getting rid of 2 cards. The wizard gets 2. She'll get rid of 2 cards. Just those 2. And the rogue gets nothing. Absolutely nothing, and he's going to like it. Okay, so that was what we were looking for. So these melees are going to be free move-in actions for our guys. And of course we're going to move the wizard in first to take on those orc spearmen. And then I'm going to use the paladin maybe to finish them off or to finish this guy off and our fighter, etc., etc. But the wizard's going to go in first, and then we're going to go ahead and attack the wizard first with the boss. So the boss rolls and rolled a 1, and then that's also a 1. So it doesn't matter. The 1 still penetrates and puts a vulnerable on the wizard. The wizard, by the way, was 1 away from being able to... And actually, before that attack, she could do a fire blast. So she will spend 5 focus. She actually has 4 left. That's what I meant by 1 away. So she'll spend 5 focus and experience point to fire blast from back here. So this is before the boss even had a chance to attack. And instead of doing one of her actions, she'll use this. And I probably should, if I have a swarm, yeah, I do. I should save that card and use this one first. So we're going to use the swarm to pay for her action. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I added 1 more for 6, and she hits with a 6. There's no pluses or minuses, although the orcs do get a +2 attack versus range 0. So there's 1 hit and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 misses. I can spend 1 experience point to reroll 3 of them, so these 2 are out. And holy crap. Oh, I made a mistake. I have casting. That adds a +2 to all of her rolls. So I need to slow down and look at all my cards first. Okay, I'm going to spend the 2 experience points, and then we're just going to roll again. I know this roll didn't go very well for me, and this is technically working out in my advantage. I don't know how else to retcon it, because I don't remember what my dice were. So I only need a 4 now to hit. That's why that card is so powerful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and then reroll 1 for 6. And I know I spent an experience point to do a reroll, but I'm not going to retcon that. So there's 6 hits right there, and yeah, they don't. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6. Okay, so after doing that, the boss would have attacked. So now we're going to pay one of the melee cards. Gotta make sure I didn't already pay one. Sorry. Nope. Pay one of the melee cards to move her in. And now another attack. So we'll do the boss is going to attack number 6. So it's a miss, but puts a vulnerable on him. Alright, and now she's in for fire hand range. So she's going to go ahead and attack for one of her actions and 1, 2, 3, 4 experience points. So then she's going to pay a 5th experience point, so she can do 4 dice. And remember, she hits with a 6. So that's 1, 2, and 2 misses. And 2 more misses. So she hit twice. These 2 are gone. And technically, I should have had a vulnerable on one of these. So I'll add one there. And now another attack gets to come. So we'll have him attack player 6 again. That is a miss. Well, 2 becomes a 4, which is actually not a miss. It is... Actually, this guy never misses. Holy crap. He puts a vulnerable on no matter what. So a 4 is a wound. So he does gain a wound. Player 6 does. And we keep going. So I can't do an explosion on 2 different cards. So now it would be worthwhile to move in with Gareth the Fighter, for example, which means we get another counterattack. So now they're going to attack player 5. And a 1, in this case, it's a vulnerable, and then 1 vulnerable and a random person. So I missed that last time. So we got to do 2 random people, because he attacked one other time. When he attacked the wizard deflected, I believe. So anyways, here's the random, player 2, and then another random on player 6. So, oh no, never mind. The wizard did not deflect. So player 6 gets a vulnerable. They've got to do 1 more. Player 2 gets another vulnerable. Holy crap. So the wizard's got a lot of vulnerability. Okay. I'm sorry if I confused you, but the boss card is different than previous cards we've dealt with. See, like these cards say miss on them. I assume this one did, but it doesn't. If he rolls a 3 or less, he puts a vulnerable on whoever he's attacking, and then 1 random. And so this is the Orc Spearman, and the boss has attacked 4 times. So what I did was I just rolled, I rolled random dice to figure out who else gets vulnerables. So right now, the wizard has 1, 2, 3 vulnerables on her, even though she was only attacked 1 time, because she was the target of randomness. And then he's got 2 vulnerables on him, and he has 1. I hope that makes sense. Alright, so we moved Gareth in. So we're going to have Gareth attack that last guy. And again, as always, we're going to spend the 2 experience points to make it easier. That's a 6, which is a hit, and that's a 4, which is a hit. So this guy is dead. So the last of the spearmen is gone. So there's no more attacks coming our way, because we killed all the spearmen before they haven't had a chance to attack. And that's the way it's supposed to be. The wizard did his job, and Gareth did his. So Gareth spent 1 action to do that, by the way. So now, I think we're going to do... And by the way, play when any hero is about to suffer wounds, suffer 1 fewer. So I'm going to take that wound off of player 6. Okay, now it's just about killing the boss. The boss only has 7 health points. This melee action is going to be to move in the paladin. The paladin has the ability to hit, and for 1 experience point can add another vulnerable. Right now he gets a +6 because he has 3 vulnerables on him, so +6 to the roll, and the paladin gets +2/+1. So that's an 8 and a 4 penetration. The paladin doesn't even need to roll. She just needs to spend 2 actions and then a card for a 3rd action. So she just did 3 wounds to this guy. all by herself, and then she gained 1, 2, 3 divinity in the process. And yeah, it's that easy for her. Gareth still has 1 action left, and he's in the same boat. A 6 is a guaranteed hit for him, and the vulnerables that are on him are so he's spending 1 action, and he's going to spend 1 card for another action. So he just did 2 more wounds. So now this thing's up to 5. We have our wizard, who's going to spend 1 action, and actually we don't even need to do that. We got 4 bonus actions. I'm just going to have the paladin finish it off. It only needs 2 more hits. So we gain 2 more divinity, and it's over. Yeah, this game is really easy. I don't even know if I want to play anymore. Like sometimes something like once you got it solved, I mean I feel like I'm just going through the motions here. I mean I know this guy threw a bit of a wrinkle to me, and he definitely created a lot of vulnerables, but you just kill him so fast. I mean, look at this. I had a critical hit card. Inflict 1 additional wound on the same hostile. I had the ability to block another hit. Reroll a die. Bonus attack. Add +2/+2 to a roll. Bonus attack. Block another wound. 2 more bonus attacks. So if you think that this was even close, it wasn't. I obliterated this guy. So, anyways, just getting our cards ready here. So I get 9 experience because of fodder, and 4 makes it 13. And then I have 2 cards here, which gives me 14 more. So I get 27 experience points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 18 more. 6, 11, 15, 18. I'm just swimming in experience points. I'm swimming in divinity. It doesn't matter. That's what I mean. I think it's... And mind you, folks, I have no armor equipped for anybody except for my squire. So like I could get leather armor, for example, for my rogue. All kinds of stuff. So we get 7 gold for defeating this guy, or clearing the adventure. So we're going to do that right here. And we cleared another adventure. So we come up here and put another clear token out. And the next town is a legendary town called Fairest, and that's here. Alright, so I'm going to put these away. These are all commons. Alright, and then because of our storyteller perk, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 adventures cleared. Excuse me. So 4 adventures is 1 gold, and then 1 silver is 2 more, and then 1 copper is the last. So how did we do this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did worse. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 6. 7. We did 17 gold this time. Not nearly as good. Alright, well, we're going to keep our pattern going. Level up our people. It costs 7 gold. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now our wizard is maximum level 6. And in doing so, she gets a mana +1. That means you get to add 1 to all of her dice rolls now when she rolls. She also has 12 focus, which is going to allow us to, like, we don't even need Fireball. We could just do Fire Blast and do fairly well. But yeah. So that 12 focus, though, is helpful, because now she can cast that Fire Blast more than just twice. She has 10 now, so we're going to give her 2 more. Alright, we still got stuff left. So I think our rogue is the last one we've been ignoring a bit. We want to at least get him to the point where he's drawing cards, so it costs 5 gold to get him to draw 2 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets him there. And we got 5 gold left. And to get him to level 6, that's going to cost 8. What do we gain for it? We'll be able to draw 4 cards. He already has 2 luck now. He only needs a 4 to luck pick. With experience, it drops to a 2, which is ridiculous. We already pass with a 4 every time. He gets a +1 to his hand-to-hand, so we can maybe give him a dagger. But yeah, he has 2 luck now, which is no problem. His luck token has 2 sides on it. And here we are. We're sitting with 5 gold left. Well, that's not enough to level up the Paladin. It is enough to level up Gareth. Or we could level up our mini-me, which we said all along we don't need to do. So let's see. For 1 gold, 2, 3, we'd get him to here. He still only hits on a 9. He gets a +3 for being in stealth, and he gets some decent stealth rolls. Yeah, he's just not worth leveling up at all. But he's perfect, just the way he is, the mini-me. So for 5 gold, we can upgrade Gareth to level 5. So get him to 5. Now he's drawing 3 cards a turn. He still has the same 3 toughness, but now he penetrates more. It's not that much of an upgrade, but unless you want to buy some experience points, or we could buy the Fireball spell. This is just getting us closer to sealing the deal and having everybody leveled up. Maybe we should at some point think about spending the 12, so, well, he and Joanna get extra actions. So we probably want to make sure we do that. Oh, and then the boss gave us gold. Hold on. We're not done. We're not done. The boss gives us a level 4 item and 1 silver. We actually got more. I said we had 16. There's 16 and a half. And that 4 would get us to 20. Right there. And then I didn't collect for this guy either. That's another silver. That's 21. So we did hit 20 gold. And we get a level 4 item. I don't know. I'm probably just going to exchange it for the gold. But let's see what we get. Technically, we would have to take a 2 and a 2. Look at all these level 5 items. I mean, they're just clogging up the deck. Icy Dagger. We were just talking about how maybe the rogue could use a dagger. You need a hand-to-hand of 2+. The rogue only has a 1, so that is horrible. The stealth bonus is awesome. And then the ice is awesome, because you know how we sometimes fight against those fire guys. But I can't use it. He doesn't have the hand-to-hand. And even at level 6, he's not going to have a hand-to-hand of +2. So maybe Vex or one of the other ones does, but this is a worthless item. Can't use it. When any heroes or in your location are suffering wounds from ice or cold, we can stop 1 wound. Yeah, I'm taking 4 gold for that. So there we go. So we actually have 5 gold left. That's enough to level Gareth up to level 6, so we'll take it. So Gareth is max level, the wizard is max level, the squire is max level. Can't complain about that. And so Gareth gets a bonus action and a bonus penetration, which that hasn't been as much of an issue, but the bonus action is nice. So now he is always going to have 3 actions every round. That'll help him a lot with, card management, moving into melee, stuff like that. So there you have it. We're on the final 2 towns. I've never played legendary level or a mythical. I honestly don't know what to expect, but I'm getting exhausted is what I'm trying to say here, because it seems easy. So Fairest. Okay, that says legendary, but Khazad-dûr, that's the mythical one. So, whoops. These are legendary objectives, legendary... Here we go, legendary adventure. That's Inkot. Here we go, Fairest. So it's the Forsaken Temple and the Haunted Hall and Zurian Leech. So the Worm and Worm's Lair are all part of the mythical. So anyways, let's look at the worst guy ever. He gives you 6 gold, 6 silver, which is worthless because you win the game when you defeat him. He is going to be immune to fire. He has 25 health, so it means your wizard's not going to be able to do much against him. He does have Crush, which isn't bad. He does 2 wounds even if he misses. He always does a minimum of 2 wounds. Okay, that's a pretty tough guy. That doesn't look like a fun battle. Moloch's Pit is part of Inkot. And then, of course, this is ours, the Haunted Hall. So we get the Zurian Leech, which is this guy. Now, Moloch's Pit is an expansion pack. And that is a legendary adventure. And then, of course, Inkot is just the objective location. And there you can see there's Moloch himself. He's vulnerable to fire, so I bet he'd be easy to take down personally. But yeah, so this will be the last room. So here we go. We're up against this guy. 19 health, 7 gold drop. Even if he misses, he's going to put a vulnerable on 1 random. Or you get a vulnerable and then he puts another one on a random. And then he's going to do damage with a 4 to 9. So it's really not hard for him to damage you. He doesn't have to roll very high. So yeah, you're going to take some damage, but he is vulnerable to fire. He can't get any vulns on him, so that does change things a little bit. And then of course he's got Crush again. Crush does mean something. I know Andrew was asking, doesn't any of these keywords mean something? Crush does mean something. I already forgot what it means. We've seen it before. The card may perform hand-to-hand attacks against vehicles. That's right. It does something, but it's only useful when you're he's up against a tank. He can hit a tank. So there you go. So who's his guards? Skeletal Swordsman, and he adds 12 more. So I think that's part of the reason why you guys were saying, hey, you may want the higher level spells or whatever. Because yeah, 12 is a lot of guys. So I'm just going to peek at the Worm layer. What does he get? The Orc Spearman plus 10 extra. I mean, that's not even a lot. But there you go. So the Leech, the Adventure, we're going to do 3 Nuisance and 1/1. So this is a nuisance because these are 3 easy ones. Then we're going to have 2 harder ones. But we do actually a legendary creature. This is interesting. We're going to get 9 time. And the environment is a cold, 8+. which means we're going to be taking wounds from that. But obviously we're going to try to kill him all in one go, right? The activation cost is 4, which is horrendous. So I'm not saying that's going to be easy. I mean, it is. You can definitely tell that it's ramping up. And then this one drops 9 gold just off the shoot, and he drops 7, so that's 16 right there. So I'm guessing we want to get around 30 gold from this, and so we'll see. I don't know. I mean, we are going to get to draw a legendary and, or I'm sorry, a legendary and a renowned monster, and you would hope that they at least drop a few gold each. But that's another story for another day. So thank you for watching, and as always, stay awesome. And I mean, I do see it amping up. Like, it felt like it was going slow for a while there, but you know, these last couple adventures really are getting more difficult. And I definitely understand that this mythical one, what's interesting, roll lore +0 or increase the worm's health by 5. That's brutal. Yeah, I think this is definitely getting interesting. We got 1, 2, 3 of our 6 characters fully maxed out. 2 of them are level 5, and 1's level 3. And the one that's level 3 we don't even care about if it ever levels up again. Yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.